Keram.
All right, welcome back to the show, folks. We have got a very interesting segment right now. It's all about virtual reality, augmented reality. That's because the second annual VRTO World Conference is going on in Expo at the Rogers Communications Center on the 25th and 26th. And Keram joins me right now in studio. You are an expert when it comes to VR. You're the executive director of VRTO. Tell me a little bit about this expo going on and why it has been so successful in the past year or so.
Thanks. Yeah, I felt like we really needed to create a unified industry for the VR and augmented reality industries in Toronto. And in fact, by trying to focus more on the quality of the speakers and bringing people from an international spectrum together in this city, it sort of created an interest abroad as well. So it's not just a provincial expo about local companies, but it's about bringing the really interesting technology companies in Ontario and connecting them with all of the European companies and the Asian companies as well.
Would you say we're kind of at the cusp of, you know, the real innovation now? The fact that this is going to be going mainstream. I mean, this, which I'm going to try on a little bit, I'm seeing these in stores now, retailing for pretty reasonable prices.
Yeah, I mean, I think adoption's been a little bit slow because people are not quite sure if they want to invest yet, but there's a lot of out-of-home experiences also. IMAX is about to launch a lot of theaters with additional VR components. Technicolor's getting into the game. You're going to start to see a lot of out-of-home activations, and then, of course, you'll have the game experiences coming to the home. But there's also applications for medicine, for real estate, tourism, education, and everything else. So
we were just talking off camera about a speaker that you have coming up regarding autism. Tell me about that.
Right. Graham Smith has been working for a long time at different methodologies for using telepresence, a robotic head, for example, that the teacher can pilot using virtual reality to communicate with kids with autism might have social anxiety, and he's going to launch that research at our show.
Very cool. What has been the most interesting thing for you getting into this field, learning about the technology and seeing it develop?
Well, it's just amazing. First of all, when people first experience it, they realize how different it is from the description of it. To watch somebody do VR is completely different than being in VR. You feel physiologically like that happened to you, like you really were there. And so understanding that it's a spatialized medium and not just a watching medium is quite an interesting prospect.
Okay, we got a couple of toys here, so I want to get through them. This, as I mentioned, is something that a lot of folks are seeing out, you know, at their local electronics store.
Right.
What is it and how does it work?
So that's a Samsung phone that's inside of a Gear VR. Ooh. And as you can see, it's tracking your head movement. So as you move around, it feels like, here, I'll just turn on the volume.
I'm in a room. I'm trapped in a box right now.
Right. And so you're looking at an animated piece from a company called Beauty of Science. And yeah, you're going to start to feel the sense of scale because you can see vertically and not just horizontally.
This is trippy.
And so if you have a Samsung phone, you can basically stick it in a Gear VR for $60, but you can also use any phone if you use a Google Cardboard.
So you can just download apps, VR apps and things like that. You don't necessarily need $800 device to do it.
Not at all. They've got, they're giving out cardboards to kids in schools, and the kids themselves are actually building the curriculum by saying, this is how I learned about something.
I want to get to this one real quick because we are actually integrating this technology into some of the stuff we do at CP24. This is a 360 camera. Tell me about it.
This is a Ricoh Theta. You can buy this for about $325, but why it's so relevant for news gathering and other events is that you don't just see the person that's talking at you, but you see everything around them. So you get a different sense of context and what things happened completely around you.
June 25th to 26th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. At the Rogers Communications Center, as I mentioned, which is on the campus of Ryerson. If folks want to go, how can they do that?
You would go to conference.virtualreality.to and get your tickets right there.
Okay, good to see you.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Maybe I'll join you in virtual reality. Maybe we'll do like a little segment sometime.
Social VR is a great way to hang out.
3D.
Yeah.
9:27 right now, 24 degrees. We'll be back with you.
When I was young, I struggled with a severe speech impediment.